Professor Sumita Roy welcomes you to Sumita Roy's English classroom. Today we have a video on small talk series where I'm making many videos. And today's video, the topic is job description. If you go to the small talks tips video, which I did first before starting the series, you will know that one of the areas of small talk usually is what you do in your job. So the job description becomes very important. And here we shall see one person describing his or her job to another person who he or she is meeting after a long time. So you have taken up a job, the other person who's your friend hasn't met you for a very long time. So that person wants to know, where do you work? What is the nature of your work? What kind of a company or an organization do you work for? So for all these simple questions, the other person gives answers, which is a small talk. Small talk is an informal talk. Small talk is something which you do casually. You do when you have a lot of free time and you want to say something, you want to have a conversation, but nothing very serious. It is not a very serious conversation or a topic where you need to expend a lot of energy. So small talks are very pleasurable. They are the commonest conversation points in our life. Every day you might have some situation where you need a small talk. Every day you might have multiple situations, many situations where you need small talk. So I will make a series of videos on this, and the first one I did on gardening, which is a hobby. Today I'm doing on profession, that is job description. Now before we begin, as I always request you, don't forget to watch the videos completely, because in every video I'm giving you not only some ideas, some points for improvement, but I'm also giving you exercises, exactly like a real classroom. Because many of you want online classes, I don't think I will ever be able to conduct one-to-one online classes for you. So listen to the videos and do the exercises which I have given right in the comment box. The more you comment, the better your English becomes. I also feel happy, that's different. But you are practicing thinking in English, writing in English till the comment comes. Then you read out the comment to yourself. That is reading in English also. So you get so much benefit by writing a comment. After watching and commenting, like also, share the videos with everybody who's interested in learning, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Let us now begin what we have to talk about in the job description. As I told you, all of us sooner or later take up a job. We work. We don't say doing a job. Already I have told you. I will make a video only in the use of the verb do. Do, does, did, didn't, doesn't, don't, doing and done. These are all the verbs for do. And these are misused maximum. So whoever says I'm doing a job should say I'm working. And when you are saying, you don't say work description, instead you say job description. So what is your job description? When you're applying for a job also, you will find in the advertisement, they say job description. That means what kind of a person are they looking for? What will you be doing when you get this job? So this is in the small talk series, we have job description. There is one person now, two friends are there. One is Girish and one is Mahendra, but names don't matter. You can put your name and the name of your friend, whoever they are. Every viewer can change whatever I'm saying to suit your life, your situation. So he says, "Hello Mahinder, how are you? It's been a long time since we met. I gave you a video on starting a conversation. Here is an example of starting a conversation. By looking at this sentence, you can go back to that video and see how to start a conversation. So he says, "Hello Mahinder." He calls by name. "How are you?" That is a question. And then it doesn't stop there. He doesn't allow the other person to answer. He says, "It's been a long time since we met." Comment, question. First is greeting, then is question, then is comment. All are processes of starting a conversation. Now the friend replies, "Hi Girish," replying to the greeting, replying by greeting. So, "Hello Mahinder, hi Girish." Both of them greeted each other. Now he continues because there was a question. "I'm fine, thank you," or "I'm good, and how are you?" This also you can say. "Yes, it's been ages." So you say, "It has been a long time since we met." That is what the first speaker said. Now he is replying to that, he or she says, "Yes, it's been ages." Long time, another word is used here, ages. So we have one, long time, and the other one saying ages. See how conversation is? We don't repeat the same word. Then we sound like, parrots, because the parrot you can teach, whatever you say, the parrot says. So when somebody repeats what you're saying, we call that a parrot. So we don't do that. We use a different word. So he says, "It's been a long time, it's been ages." Same meaning. "What are you doing these days?" So since they didn't meet for many years, asking, "What are you doing these days?" Look at the use of the word do. What are you doing these days? Then the other person answers, "I'm teaching English at a coaching center near my house." So this person also is a teacher. We have already done a video on the activities of the teacher, where I gave you 25 sentences which a teacher can use. And beginners can use those sentences for learning. Advanced learners can make a few hundred sentences based on those 20 sentences. That is another video you can watch. Now here is also another video on a teacher. So English teacher at a coaching center near my house. So how much information does he give? He says, "I'm teaching." Now what am I teaching? I'm teaching English. Where am I teaching? Coaching center. Where is that coaching center? Near my house. So 4 pieces of information are given. Now you see how small talk is done? You are asked, "What are you doing?" and you give 4 pieces of information, 4 different, points which the person can now develop. If you just say, "Oh, I'm teaching," finish. The conversation doesn't go forward. You have to make the conversation go forward. And that is what is important in small talk. So the person who's called Girish has given so much information. That's good. "Tell me about the course you teach." Now the conversation continues. "I know you're an English teacher. I know you're in the coaching center. I know that the coaching center is near your house. So now tell me, what courses do you teach?" In a coaching center, there might be many courses. So this way, the conversation moves forward. In the mornings, we have classes for competitive exams, such as the civil services, state services, bank officers, railway officers, and so on. Now, in every exam, there is a little bit of English. So this person who's speaking is an English teacher. Therefore, he or she has to take classes for all the people who get admitted to the coaching center because they want to appear for an exam. This exam might be of the various types. It might be In the mornings, these classes are held. Early morning, sometimes coaching center begins at 5 in the morning or 5:30 in the morning. These youngsters, they come, they learn quickly in an hour or two, and then they go and do the daily routine which they have to do. Again, next morning they come back. In this way, classes are adjusted. So all the exams which they want to take, depending on which exam they are taking, they join that course. So in the mornings, those classes are there. In the evenings, we have classes for GRE, GMAT, TOEFL, IELTS, and so on. Now, these are all exams which people take to show that they know English when they want to go to English-speaking countries to work or to study. Unless you have one of these qualifications, you might not get a seat in a university or you might not get a job. So many students, many youngsters come for this also. So instead of saying I teach, he says mornings we have these classes, evenings we have these classes. Daytime the coaching center has nobody because everybody is either studying or working. They go for 8 hours, they don't have classes. So the classes are early morning or the classes are late evening when the daily routine is done. So that description is there. Now the other friend Mahendra says, do you take all these classes? I'm impressed. In conversation, complimenting is a wonderful way of carrying forward. This also I have done in the video, about conversation, about starting and, continuing a conversation. You will learn. I'm impressed. You take so many classes. I'm impressed. Oh no. The friend says, no, I don't take all the classes. I take any one batch at a time. A batch is a group of people who have joined for the same course. So if there are 20 people who have joined for one particular exam, then he or she, this teacher who's talking to us now, tells that I take one batch at a time. But allotment is made by rotation. Allotment means who takes which class. Allot is to divide, to give. ALLOTMENT. Allot is a word all of you should learn. You should use it because wherever there is a vocabulary improvement, I'm telling you. I will make many videos on vocabulary improvement also. But in a video when there is a vocabulary for you to learn, I'm telling you that. Because every video helps you to learn vocabulary. Without knowing words, we cannot speak. The beginners who are not able to make a single sentence should learn at least 200-300 words first before they can start speaking. So that is important. So he says, the allotment is made by rotation. That means once one batch is given to me, the other batch is given to my friend, third batch is given to another friend. Then first batch that friend gets, second batch somebody else gets, I get third batch. Like that, rotation. That means all the teachers take different classes by turns. For rotation, we say also by turn. This month, if I'm given GMAT, then the next month I may be given GRE. So you say that the courses might be 1 month long. So this month I finish one batch, GMAT. Next batch, GRE. These are all names of exams. Full forms you can easily find if you search. I don't want to do everything for you because that becomes like spoon feeding. A good teacher should make the students do the work maximum. I'm trying to do that for you, that wherever you have a difficulty, do it on your own. Many of you are saying, Madam, give PowerPoint. Madam, give PowerPoint. I have answered this question many times. You learn to prepare the PowerPoint based on my video now. If you need script, you learn to prepare the script. Then you tell me how that script can be put into the, text which we have the video which we have. All these if you do, that will be a great help for you also. So now he says that by turns, my colleagues and I take some classes and different times. Okay, I get you. I get you is a phrase which means I understand. Okay, I have understood what you have told me. Now tell me, how do you like your job? Till now you have said what you do. Now tell me, how do you like your job? This again is a very important part of small talk. If the person stops speaking, who has given you 3-4 sentences, then you cannot allow there to be a gap. You must ask a question or you must make a comment which takes the conversation forward for a short time, not for a very long time. So first this person asked 2-3 questions, made a comment also by saying we haven't seen for a long time, then asked about the job, what are you doing, then listened to all the details and said, I'm impressed, which is a compliment, which is a good way of praising the person. And then now he has another question. He has understood how the classes are allotted. Now he wants to know, do you like your job? Many people say that we don't like our job, we want to change our job, or this job is not suitable for me. So that's a good question for a small talk conversation. Girish says, I enjoy teaching. So he doesn't have a problem. He says, I enjoy teaching. It is so rewarding to see the improvement in the participants. It is so rewarding. Rewarding means to get something, when you have done some good work, that recognition comes to you in the form of a reward, which is a concept, No student or no participant is giving you anything except maybe saying, we have learned so much, you have given us such a lot of help. So that is the reward. So rewarding. It is so rewarding to see the improvement in the participants. People who come and join the courses, they improve a lot, and that makes me happy. And when they get through a tough exam, their joy becomes our joy. Now all of them are coming in order to get a seat in a course, or they are coming to get a job. So when they get a seat or a job, when they are successful, they feel very happy. The word is used, joy. And we can share in their joy. It also becomes our joy. Because nothing can be happier for a teacher than to find that his or her students are doing very well. This is what this teacher also says, that when they get through a tough exam, or when they get through an interview which gives them a seat in some foreign university, then you feel a great joy. That's all fine. But doesn't it get monotonous to teach the same thing over and over again? Now Mahendra is not a teacher. He might have some other job. So he tells Girish that I think teaching is something which is the repetition of the same thing. Monotonous. Mono means one. Tone means the ability. So here monotonous is used as an adjective. Now what does it mean? It means that it is the same. It is a same repetition. Doesn't it get monotonous? It must be boring to teach the same thing every time, over and over again. Means repeatedly you're teaching the same syllabus. That is what he says. Now the conversation continues because he has raised a point which is a controversial point. That is teaching a boring job? Is teaching not a good job? That is what he has said. Now Girish gives a long reply because here the long reply is deserved. He says, not really. With each new batch, the same thing acquires a new color. Now look at the vocabulary. Acquire means to get. A new color means, more interest. That is, it becomes new again. The students are new. So when you teach the old subject, when you teach the old topic, the topic becomes new because you're talking to a new group of students. And the director of the coaching center where I work also lays great stress on his faculty striving for excellence. Now look at how much of English this teacher is using to describe a job. Since Girish is an English teacher, therefore he has to describe his job using a high level English. I'm telling all of you that from the basic level to the advanced level, that is what your aim is. The classroom doesn't mean you should remain at one level. The classroom means every time you qualify, you go into the next class, then the next class, then the next class, till you acquire total hold over the language. So here Girish is describing. He says the director, the person who owns this coaching center, or the person who's the leader of this coaching center, what does he say? He says he lays great stress. That means he tells again and again. Stress is here to, to put every day you to remind somebody, like I do, I put great stress in all of you improving by self-effort. I say that all of you learn by making an effort. If I spend my energy, I become better. If you spend your time and energy, you become better. So the director lays great stress that all the teachers should be excellent. Strive means to work hard. So on his faculty, striving for excellence. So what does the director say? That every person who teaches in the institute should strive for excellence, should work towards excellence. So we are on our toes all the time. On our toes means busy. We are busy all the time to do better and better. So today we have done something. Next batch when I teach, I should teach better. I should do a better job of it. They say for teaching, experience is important. That is what Girish is saying. That the more experience I gain, the better I become. Now, the conversation has to continue for a little more time because these people have met and they are, they have 5-10 minutes to talk to each other. So Mahinder again asks, what is the name of the coaching center and how many of you are teaching there? Again, he has asked 2 questions, the name and also the number of people. So job description is not only the work you do, but also the company where you work, the organization which employs you. That also you have to describe. Those of you who are searching for jobs should do this. Before you apply for any job in any organization, find out much about that organization. Because in your interview, this is one question which is always asked. So now Girish gives details. He says, it is called WIM Competitive Exam Coaching Center. WIM, V-I-M, that is how it is spelled. WIM stands for Vitality, Intelligence and Motivation. So he says WIM is actually an acronym, a short form. Like we have so many short forms everywhere. So if you look at the list of short forms, you search on Google, you will find the expansion of everything. So this institute, whoever gave the name to the coaching center, called it VIM. And what does it WIM mean? WIM means vitality. That means full of energy. The students. WIM itself means energy. You are very enthusiastic, very energetic. Then intelligence. People have a lot of brain. but they are lazy. They don't want to use that brain. And motivation. Motivation is to keep telling yourself to do better. Vim also means verve and enthusiasm. Verve is a new word for you. VERVE. Verve also means energy. Verve also means desire to do well with full heart. The director of the center, Mr. Om Kishore, that is the employer, is a very dynamic and visionary leader. So you have a dynamic leader, a leader who always looks towards the, betterment, improvement. Visionary, he sees the future, he visualizes how the future should be. There are about 25 of us teaching. So faculty, how many are you? 25 of us who teach different subjects. English is not the only subject. All the competitive exams have many subjects. So all of them teach different subjects. Every specific course has a different subject. That's great. Now Mahendra says, it's been wonderful meeting you. Now close. See, conversation close. So you have heard everything. Now this is how small talk ends, by saying, it's wonderful. It was so good hearing all this from you. But I have to leave now. Now time is up. So the friend who asked so many questions, who carried out the small talk, had 5 or 10 minutes time. This time he wanted to fill by talking to a friend. But he can't talk a long conversation for hours together. He cannot spend that much time. So at the end of 10 minutes, he looks at the watch and says, I have to go now. See you soon. Then the other person says, goodbye. I look forward to seeing you again. That is how the small talk, it's a small thing. Only one topic was discussed, and that is the job which a friend does. The other friend who hasn't met him for a long time is asking about a job. So you can also think of a small talk where you describe your own job. What are you doing at present? If you don't have a job at present, you can describe what are your plans for your career. Make a small talk, 8 or 10 pieces of dialogue, where you describe what is your career plan, what kind of a job you want, which companies you want to apply for, how do you think you will get selected. You have, many opportunities of creating small talk. Then if somebody asks you, people will keep asking you, what are you doing these days? Or what do you plan to do? What is your career goal? Then you can easily carry out the conversation for 5 minutes, and that becomes a small talk. The ability to use small talk spontaneously. I have given you an entire video on speaking spontaneously. Look at that. If you want to speak or, carry out a small talk spontaneously, then you need to practice beforehand. Without practice, we cannot do anything. Please remember, every job which you are doing in your life from your childhood requires practice. When you learned to walk as a baby, you had to practice. You can't learn to walk in 1 minute. For many days while standing up, you fell down as a baby. While walking, you fell down hundreds of times. Then you learned to walk as you can walk today. Studies, when you went to school, the one alphabet you had to write hundreds of times. A or A or whatever, whichever language you learnt. So just to learn one symbol of an alphabet, you took such a long time. You couldn't do it in one go. If you are good at stitching, if you're good at painting, if you're good at cooking, all these things require practice. Similarly, speaking, learning English, all this requires practice. Just by listening to the videos is no practice. Listen many times if you cannot understand in one go. And then practice. If you've listened to it 5 times, you should practice 10 times. Remember, your practice is very valuable. If you practice 10 times, it will only equate to 1 effort by me. If I speak once and you speak 10 times, then the effort will be equal. Just listening is not a guarantee for improvement. Every day I get comments about how to begin to speak. There is no how about it. You just begin. You already have vocal cords. You already have the ability. Now start using English words. Even if you know 10 words, you can make 5 sentences. You can make 2 sentences. So start all this. You will improve slowly. Don't be impatient. Improvement comes as you keep practicing. That is why I'm uploading 1 video per day so that everybody has something to watch. Go back to all the 100 videos which are already there and watch it whenever you find time. Or make a list and choose which one to watch first and which to watch second. All the videos teach you something. There is no order which you require. All these I'm telling you in every video, and I'm repeating myself again and again. Teachers have that habit of repeating. So thank you and all the best.